jump.
Hello, shooters, loaders, and casters. Welcome to the Georgia Shooting Connection Friday Night Live stream. Hope y'all had a great Christmas. Thank you all for being here. And Ashley, we got to work on that intro. That's one of my New Year's resolutions. I'm a low-tech redneck. I need some help with our intro. So we'll just put that out there. And we do have a couple of topics. Let's go around the room, see what everybody's been doing this week. What's up, Hillbilly? Thanks for being here, brother.
Yeah, brother, thanks for having me. Always look forward to Friday nights. My goodness. So much fun here. I've had a good week, man. Just kind of winding down a little bit after last week. A lot of stuff going on up through Christmas, and so I'm ready to get back at it again. Or we got a rock and roll side chat out there. Look at him. How about you, Gene? What you been up to, buddy? Right now you're pulling a hillbilly.
It's the Ohio hillbilly. Oh man, just trying to clean up this. I got all kinds of discombobbled there for a minute here in my little room. I got everything back together now. Let's see. Doing pretty good, man. I'm still 6 feet above the dirt. That's always a good sign. Just happy to be here. Thanks, everybody. Hello, side chat out there. That's already rocking pretty good, I see. So, man, Walter, what's up with you?
Well, I'm doing better by the minute now. I spent the day working on some brass and getting all tightened up over some video editing. I finally dumped the whole video and started it all over again. So 15-minute video took me about 4 hours to get done today, but it's all fun. So anyway, we got that done. That video will show up tomorrow. And the rest of the day, we're kind of the coastal cities had some nasty weather yesterday. We had very high surf and a big Pacific storm pushing up 25 to 30-foot surf, and some of the coastal towns that are right there at the beach, the shops got mudded out and people got knocked over and all kinds of stuff. So they're doing some cleanup down a little bit south of me and north of me, but I didn't get hit here, so I'm happy. But it's fixing to rain as we speak. So been an interesting 24 hours around these parts, but I'm doing well. I think my knee brace is going to come off on Wednesday, so I'm looking forward to that. So all that's going to be good. How about you there, Mr. Thomas? What's going on up in your neck of the woods?
Oh, we had a beautiful day here today. It was real nice. I would have liked to maybe even gone for a motorcycle ride, but just had a couple things to do. We've been having a real nice week after Christmas, enjoying some time off. I had taken some orders and promised some leather work. So I spent most of the afternoon just cutting out, I think I cut out 9 or 10 holsters and got at least some of the preliminary work on them done. I didn't get any stitching or really attaching anything to them, but I processed a little brass in between that when I was waiting for things to get dried. I did some 45 Colts, some 44, some 41, processed out some other just jugs of mixed dirty brass that I had. So getting myself ready that maybe on Sunday afternoon or Monday, I'll do a little bit more reloading and get things stocked back up from the shooting that I got to do this week. So just really enjoying being here this evening, looking at the side chat just flying by. It's great to be here with everybody. And I was about to pass it off there to Highboy, but he's gone and disappeared on me.
Uh-oh.
Nope, he's back.
There he is. It's an Idaho thing.
He's gone again.
In and out burger.
He's like a prairie dog.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah.
So the internet is really slow here. So I apologize. And if it gets too slow, just, remove me and I'll just hang with.
Oh, you mean like that? You hung up again, hi boy.
Yeah. What might help you, buddy, is to turn your camera off. Sometimes I'll save some bandwidth when you're having slow internet.
Just go audio. Well, maybe we can come back to him if he can get back in here. Yeah, Paul Loud. Yeah, nice, Paul. Jason Stewart.
I think Highboy's just concentrating really hard.
Yeah. Highboy, I don't know if you can hear us, but maybe sign out and sign back in just with audio. See if that helps.
If I'd unmute myself, you could actually hear me tell y'all or tell Jason that Missouri's a tough team. If you can beat them, you will have accomplished something because they are. Did y'all not love that real wood paneling in the background that High Boy had on there? I mean,
I did.
you don't see that every day anymore.
I don't think that's in his house. I think he's somewhere else.
Where are you, High Boy?
Somewhere.
Am I there?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
The last thing I heard was Walter say, just go audio. So that's what I did. Came right back in with audio only. I didn't realize it would work that way. That's really cool.
Yep. Working good. Are you at home, High Boy? I didn't recognize that paneling behind you. Oh, no. Going again.
Well, he sounded really good there for a minute.
Yeah, he did.
Looks like it might be 6-shooter Texan's birthday out there.
He don't want us to sing happy birthday, that's for sure.
No.
And we don't want to sing it. We'll just say happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Tex. 6.
6, are you as old as me yet? You got to be getting close. I'm getting close to going into my 3rd or 4th childhood.
Nice. I'm looking forward to that.
I might grow up.
Let me address Paul Loud's comment right here. Paul, I seriously try to be a gracious host. I will say that I have not booted anybody except Kyle.
I was about to say, hold on now.
And that's a fact.
Well, there was reason for that, though. So, justifiable.
I was afraid Scotsman was going to get it the other day with his comment about the nuns.
Yeah. Well, happy birthday, 6-shooter Texan, and we will refrain from singing because we don't want flocks. We don't want Walks Fletcher to call us a bunch of drunken Irishmen.
Yeah. And he is known to do that.
Do drunken Germans count?
No.
Okay.
They're expected.
Thank you.
Rollis Carvelis has joined us.
Now, if we had Bubba here, we could have Bubba sing. He does a good job at it.
I can see that. Well, maybe High Boy come back in later because we got some topics that I'm going to need his help with. I don't know how I'm going to be able to pull this off without without CW tonight, but I'm going to. I'm going to try my best. That's all I can do. So, I know, Walks, Germans cannot get drunk.
It's a challenge.
Here he is. Hey, Andy.
Howdy.
How you doing?
Not bad. Everything's good. How's everybody else?
Well,
Okay.
those of us that are here are good.
All right, buddy.
Monsoons out here for the last 2 days.
Oh boy.
We got Gunpowder Beauty out there too, and Highboy can't come back. His internet's too slow, so he's going to add comments. So that'd be great.
Yeah, there's Tommy boy. Good evening, Tommy. Papa's Place is here.
So Andy, we've had a good bit of rain too, and earlier I saw Mike Hester comment that they got 6 inches of rain between Christmas and today.
That's about what we got.
Yeah, that's a good dousing right there.
That ain't fun when you're off and you can go hunting and you just
Yeah. You're stuck with your leaky garage.
like right now it's 39 degrees. So 39 degrees and drizzle. I mean, I'll hunt in 39 degrees all day, every day.
Yeah, that's just good meat hanging temperature, but not in the rain.
Not in the rain.
Dang, Jamie, it's 37 here.
Oh, I stand corrected. It just changed to 40. Wow.
Oh,
A veritable heat wave.
I know.
well, mine didn't change. I'm still 37. So
We got a toasty 31 degrees here.
We have a special after Christmas flintlock season, and day after Christmas and the next day, it's just raining so hard. And I mean, I'll hunt in any kind of weather, but rain like that's just no good for a flintlock. No good for tracking either. But and then
Unless
today,
you can put an umbrella over it.
yeah, today was nice and sunshiny, but it was almost 50 degrees, and that's just not much for hunting in the wintertime either. So I'll just wait. We'll see if we get a little bit of snow at some point.
Yeah, I think it was 86 or 87. Our hunting season on rifle is only 10 days long, and it rained the entire 10 days every day for hunting season. And but actually, I did get out in the thick brush and got me a really nice buck that year. But boy, it was miserable. I mean, just miserable.
Yeah. See, it's one thing to hunt. It's another thing to harvest. So once you get that deer on the ground, the fun's over with, boys, and the work starts. And then you got to do that out in that rain. You got to take your jacket off because you can't do that, with your jacket on. Mike Esther says it's 36 there. Kyle says it's 36 West Chicago burbs. We're getting weather reports from all over the country.
kind of cool. Isn't it?
GGW is 63. Paul Loud says it's 38 in Maine. It's 42 in Birmingham, according to Bama Dad. Ashley A, 36 degrees. That's what you got, ain't it? Ain't it, Gene?
Yeah, 37.
Andy, do you have a temp in New York?
47.
27?
47. 47.
Okay.
47.
47.
I'll tell you one thing. You know, if you put on a rain jacket, If you're down on your knees bent over or stand up bent over, that water seems to dump right down the back seat of your pants every time. I will tell you that.
And you thought you brought a long enough raincoat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Walks, I got 62 up here right now. This Pacific storm that's coming in is a warm front, so it's not going to be cold tonight. It's just going to be wet.
James Pollard says 46 in central Georgia, 40 in southern Mississippi, according to Papa's Place. Gizzard Gary's 37. It's cold. Lubbock, Texas, 47. Red Raider reloading. I thought happiness was Lubbock, Texas in my rearview mirror.
We're not in January yet, fellas.
I know it. Keith Gregory, 35. Walk says SoCal, 64, and rain coming later. Lakeview Outdoors, let's see, he's in Utah, I think. 34. Duffer 426 says 34 in southern Indiana. Harm says 32. Had 40 earlier. 53 degrees in sunny Seattle.
Well, you almost could have used the temperature for a roll call, you know it?
Yeah, we could, and we're going to do that here in about 10 minutes anyway. So we got to be thinking of something to get folks to type in. We'll call her name out on TV, but we'll do that here in a few minutes. Just a brief preview of our first topic tonight is, what is your favorite hunting cartridge of the 20th century? And some folks are going to be confused, and we're going to have to get Hillbilly to get ready to look up these cartridges and tell us what year they were introduced. And we'll find that out. We're already getting some comments. Andy says depends on what he's hunting for. Let's just say deer. Of the 20th century now.
Well, that lets me out because the only cartridge I ever hunted with in a rifle was the 30-30, and that just missed the 20th century.
So what are you saying? Gunpowder Beauty's 30-30 is incorrect?
1895, I think, for the 30-30 cartridge, wasn't it?
No.
No, was it later than that?
I think it was earlier than that. Can you look that one up? Hillbilly?
You betcha. Yeah, I don't remember. I must have been sleeping that day.
I'm too bad Scotsman's not here, because I can tell you what he'd say. Jamie remembers because he was there.
30-30, it says it was invented in 1895.
Yep. Walter nailed that one.
Model 94 lever action.
Yep, Motor missed that by 5 years.
2,000 foot per second.
No, I thought it was 1885. If I stand corrected, that's why we got to have somebody to look these up.
Yeah,
man, this is going to be fun. All right, let's
I
go.
I was pretty young at the time. I don't know how I remembered that.
Walks Fletcher says 257 Roberts. What year was that introduced?
Let's find out here. .257 Roberts was invented in 1920s. It says it's basically a 7.57 Mauser case nicked down to take a 257 diameter bullet. It's designed in the 20s. It was commercialized by Remington in 1934. Very popular in the 50s. Then guess what come along and took it away? Something else overshadowed. 243 overshadowed it.
Which is our next comment from Mike Hester. 243 came along in what year?
It didn't say. Let me find. It just said in the the 243 overshadowed it. So,
and that's basically a 6mm.
So
likes that 243.
So it says the 243 was first invented in 1955 as a 308 Winchester case. Let's see, Winchester's Model 70 bolt action. The reason they had invented it, useful for both varmints and medium-sized game.
Oh, we got a mess of them. We're going to be here all night. Actually said 1885 too, so Highboy says 8085.
For which cartridge?
3030.
No.
Okay, here's one that I don't believe is and I'm guessing, I'm just I know a few of these. Andy says 22 Magnum single 6 for deer. He gets really close. How about 300 Blackout?
Let's see what it says here.
Hold on. Who's beeping?
Google.
Who's beeping? Somebody's beeping. I shut my mic off and it didn't stop.
Okay, I'll turn mine off again. I just turned it on.
I hadn't heard any.
I don't hear it, but usually if I don't hear it, it means it's me. But
I hadn't heard any beeping, is what I was fixing to say.
Yeah, sound like somebody's chicken pot pie was done in the microwave.
Yeah, 300 Blackout says 2009.
That eliminates that.
2009 is not the 20th century. Check out Tim S's 6.5 Creedmoor, and I don't believe that's 20th century either.
All right.
Not the Creedmoor, but the 6.5 cartridge has been around for a long time.
mm-hmm.
Just not in the Creedmoor package.
Right.
Do you want me to do the Grendel or the Creedmoor?
Creedmoor.
Creedmoor? 2007?
That's
what
what
the
I
Grendel
was thinking.
says. Grendel was in 2003.
So the Grendel came out before the Creedmoor. Interesting.
Yeah, that's what it says according to Google.
And the greatest cartridge in the history of the world, 270 Winchester, was introduced in 1935.
Hang on a second. It says it was invented in day one AC.
270 Winchester?
I'm messing with you.
That's
After Christ. Yeah, it's first day. It says that Winchester Repeating Arms Company in 1923. It was unveiled in 1925. It was chambered in their bolt action Model 54 to become arguably
Arguably,
become the fastest shooting cartridge of its day.
He got left behind. 30-06 for life.
So Corners and Doors says 30-06. We don't need to look up that. The year is in the name.
Mm-hmm.
GGW says 270 Winchester. Alaska 180, -30 here. Golly, man. Ouch.
Brother, I just hope you got plenty of wood for the wood stove, brother. Man. I lived up there. I had to have like at least 10 cords of wood for the winter.
Winchester offered 308 and the Model 70 in 1955. From what I understand, the Winchester, who they were involved in the development of the 308 or the 7.62 by 51 NATO, and they rushed the civilian 308 Winchester out before the military, before it got approved by the military and then adopted by NATO.
Some of these cartridges we're talking about have kind of a long history and a family tree of sorts. You know, I keep thinking about the 3030 going back to 18 whatever, and that one was born from a 3855. That was the parent cartridge, and then later up, you know, that 3855 kind of got turned into a 375 in the mid 1970s or sometime along there. But those cartridges are all related, and you know, we start talking about the 6.5s, and there's a whole list of them too that are kind of all, you know, part of the same kin, but you know, some of them are outcasts and some of them are black sheep.
Our boy says 30-06, and Tommy Boy was talking about Charles Newton before they were adopted by the manufacturers. The 30-06 we see loads for today are a lot different than what they were using in the military in World War One and World War Two, probably. 270 was 1925. Tread says 444 Marlin or the 357 Sig. 444 Marlin be an interesting one to look up. And then we'll look up this one that Rebels wanting us to look up, the 300 Whisper.
Okay, it says the 444 Marlin was designed in 1964. And I don't know what it is about the 300s. Why are they being so like quiet and redacted about those? We got 300 Whisper, we got 300 Blackout. I mean, was it supposed to be something trying to keep a secret?
How about 300 Savage?
That one's going to be close, Mark.
So it says a 300 Whisper. Oh, wow. This is, it says, cartridges are developed in the early 1990s by J.D. Jones of SSK Industries.
What year?
It says 1990s, but when I look on down here, it says 1992. What was the other one? 300 Whisper and what else?
I don't remember. I think that was the first one. Oh, 444 Marlin, but you already done that one.
Yeah, okay.
444 Marlin was the 60s.
Sometimes the exact date's a little tough to nail down, and I think it might have been Tommy Boy who was talking about it earlier. The date that the cartridge was actually invented or developed may be several years different from the time it was actually introduced by an ammunition manufacturer and released to the general public. So there can be several years sometimes in between, particularly in a wildcat case where guys were making them up themselves and shooting them for a while, and then the manufacturers started producing it.
Well, I just pulled up one of my favorite rounds, and I have deer hunting with this. Anybody want to take a stab at when the 35 Remington was made?
I should know that, but I don't.
It says here 1906.
You know, I did know that. It was introduced by Remington in their Model 8 semi-automatic rifle, which is basically a rifle version of, works very similar, I'll put it that way, to the Browning A5 shotgun, whereas the barrel and retracts on the receiver.
Mike says a 22-250 in the 30s. I like that gun caliber.
Mark Thomas, I'm afraid 32 Winchester Special doesn't qualify for this discussion. Will you look up 32 Winchester Special?
You
Please?
betcha.
While he's doing that, this is a 308 Winchester cartridge. This is something you should not do, is put something in something that doesn't belong. That's a 308 cartridge. Look at the bulb.
Looks like it was shot in a 30-06 or...
Look at that.
Boy, oh boy.
Maybe a 35 Remington.
You should not do that.
It got blowed up, didn't it?
You think? I see some of them that are straight walled now, where somebody put it in something and straight walled that 308.
Looks like a woman's pantyhose when she has to fart.
Yep, down to her ankles. Got the blowout.
Well, dang it, boys.
Jamie, we can't help facts. All right, we cannot change
So,
facts. And me and Hillbilly is on the same page with just wanting the bottom of the barrel fact.
So, Mark, the 32 Winchester Special, it says here, was created in October of 1901 for use in one of my favorite guns, the Winchester Model 94 lever action.
I'm talking barely squeaked that one in, Mark. Barely. By less than 2 years. 25-06. Alaska One Andy says 25-06. You know it was after 30-06.
Yeah, there was a lot going on between 1900 and the early 20s, and then things kind of slowed down here. And then in the 20s, we've had a bunch of newbies show up, as far as rifle rounds in the last 20 years.
Well, the 25-06 Remington was invented on a good year, 1969. Or designed, it says. Yeah. And then produced. Yeah. Okay.
Tommy Boy said that cartridge was shot in a 30-06. I'll tell you
300
what,
Savage was the other one I was trying to remember when we go, Gene.
Yeah, 300 Savage.
speaking of loading, I picked up 8 pounds of Shooter's World tactical rifle today.
Oh boy.
.300 Savage cartridge, rimless 30 caliber cartridge developed by Savage Arms in 1920. It's a nice
Earlier,
round for a rimless.
Tommy Boy mentioned that 35 Wheeling. I've never had one. I think CW's got one or maybe two of those. He was talking about them not too long ago, and that was I think in the 20s, maybe 1930-ish or something, wasn't it, Tommy Boy? Do you remember? Or Walks probably knows too. The 35 Wheeling.
.300 Whalen's awesome. It's basically a 30-06 necked up to 35 caliber.
Yeah, it says the 35 Remington is developed in 1922 as a Wildcat cartridge.
Yeah,
First made it available for the Remington Model 700 Classic.
Tommy Boy says he thinks it was shot in a 30-06. It won't fit in a 35 Remington. I read this today, Walks. So the Model 8 came out in 25 Remington, 30 Remington, 32 Remington, and 35 Remington. Answers to Winchester's 25, 35, 30, 30, and 32 Winchester Special. .22 Ramjet. I've never heard of that, Mike.
I've seen that brass. I didn't. That's before I started saving it. I remember that name.
Okay.
Red Dog's got a good question out there. Modern chamberings in 35 Remington.
That's the second part of our discussion. We're going to hold off on that one, and I'm going to star that comment so we come back to that. And Walk says 35 Whalen was a Wildcat until Remington standardized it in the Remington 700.
Yeah,
So
that's what it said on there, is a Wildcat round. But yeah, the 22 Ramjet is 1961. I've also shot a Hornet. I don't know what those were. The Hornets were actually in 1930. That surprised me. 6.5 by 36 millimeter.
Red Dog, you mean you're not seeing any ammunition or any rifles?
Sad to say, the 35 Remington's just not in a whole lot of demand, and I think that's why it's so dang high.
I think it is in demand on the East Coast, on the eastern side of the country.
Thorzak's mentioned a 280 Remington. There's a piece of it.
Hold on a minute.
No, don't blow it up. No, don't blow it up. I'm not gonna show it tight. I just want to say I got a piece of it.
Okay, let's go through the side chat. We're already way past that, and we're coming up on time for what Hot Pot got anyway. Yeah, Walks, I see 35 Remington laying everywhere around here, but I found some old targets from when I was doing my 35 Remington series, and all of the velocities were not where I wanted them, but man, I had some good groups.
I'm up to about 40, 41 pieces of 35 Remington that I find.
Wow, nice.
At the shop. So the gun show
260
here,
Remington is an awesome precision round from what I've seen. That's what I'm talking about, Walks, in my reloading room. You can go to a store and you ain't gonna find it. There you go. I don't understand, Red Dog. I'm not trying to be argumentative. I don't understand your question. Who's making 35 Remington new? Rumor has it that the Model 336 Marlins made by Ruger are going to be a thing. And let's go through the room. What can we get them to type, Walter?
Oh, Happy New Year, but let's shorten it to HNY. Just like that. Happy New Year. Make it simple.
There you go.
I ain't gonna tell you what that looks like it's abbreviated for.
honey.
Andy got it right too.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, honey. Hi, honey. Let's do this and let's go back up to the top of them. We'll start calling out names. Of course, we got Walter on the panel and in the side chat. We got Andy 79G28 is in the panel and on the side chat. He's over there being quiet. We got Tommy Boy, Duffer 4226, reloading from the hot pot. Papa's Place, Bobby Barlow, Alaska 1 Andy 79Z28. See, I told you he was here. Gizzard Gary, Tim S, Corners and Doors, Ricky Baird, Wes, Andre D'Angelo, Bama Dad, Paul Loud, Dwayne 7834, GGW Outdoors, Ashley A, Walks Fletcher, Fluffy 10mm Jeep Guy, 01 Andy, 01 Guy, I'm sorry, Mike Hester, DW D37, Rollis Carvelis, Reloader 762, Kyle, Bama Dad, James Pollard, Hasbro, Harm, Hillbilly Up, Kerry Crouch, Mike White 2A Advocacy, Tread, 76 High Boy Reloading, and Timothy Burkett. And Ms. Hotshot. Hi, y'all. Yeah, we hope Hasbro's feeling better. He's kind of been under the weather a little bit. So, any other favorite 20th century hunting cartridges y'all want to talk about? Hillbilly, would you look up the 260 Remington and the 280 Remington
You betcha.
and the
So 260 Remington, it says it was invented in 1997. It's also calling that a Wildcat cartridge based on the 308.
okay
And what was that one? Two what?
280 Remington?
280? Okay. 280, invented in 1957. Says it's known as a 7mm 06 or 7mm Express Remington. Yep.
It's a lot of names for the same cartridge.
Yeah. It says introduced in 1957 for the Remington model 740, 760, 721, and 725 rifles.
One more, and we'll move on.
256.
256 Winchester Magnum.
Did we mention 223? Tommy Boy mentioned that one. I don't think we talked about it. That was definitely a 20th century round, 1950 something or other, I think.
Okay, the 256 Winchester Magnum was designed in 1960 and it was produced in 1961.
That's interesting. Yeah, that 6.5 by 55. It's a military round, and I'm not sure when. It was seemed like that was a Swiss-made cartridge, Swiss Army rifle kind of thing.
Yeah, it says the 223 was invented in 1957.
I thought the rifle itself was made in the early 50s.
Tommy Boy out there asked me if I had any different 224s to test in Miss Hot Shot's new rifle. And I said, call the shop. I wasn't thinking, man, all these numbers going around. It was like, duh. Okay, yes, I have a bunch of different weights. I got 55 grain all the way up to 90 to test in her rifle. Work up a load for her.
Chico Eyes, howdy.
Oh, Chico. Yeah.
So we've got Steve's Woodworking and Homestead is checked in. Bald and
Man.
Curious is out there. Ricky Baird's joined us. Tommy Boy said Swede. Chico Wise. Happy New Year, Chico.
I guess I missed the what you do this week thing. I got in a little late.
I'm sorry, Andy. Say that again.
Usually when you start off the chat, you do the what did you do this week? And I guess I got in a little late, so I missed it.
Go for it, Andy.
What you did.
Well, again, weather not letting me shoot my Rossi, so just playing around a little bit. Changed the what do they call it? The bullet forwarder. I got a brass one. I think my spring in the tube is, even though I have a 20-inch barrel, I think they got a long spring. I think I got the 24-inch barrel spring in it because I can't get the rounds in past, can't get the count. So I think it's a spring. I've been playing, as you all know, I got a square deal B and a used one, and it's all tuned and pumping out tons of 9mm. And I fell in love with the Dillon powder measure. It's the only one I have, only powder measure I have, and I have about 10 different ones that will throw the Winchester WHS powder that I have.
Without leaking?
No, not leaking. Throw it accurately. I got dialed in at 3.6, and it drops 3.59 to 3.61. And that's dumping over 100 rounds and measuring each one. So I went out and bought myself a brand new Dillon powder thrower. And now that is on my Lee Pro 4000. Okay. And I can't believe how much I looked around on YouTube to try to show, is there anything special you have to do to make it work on a regular press? And nobody's got videos on it. Nobody.
Well, there's you an opportunity.
Well, it's so simple, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I'm right now, I'm set up, my Pro 4000 set up to roll 38 special. And I guess Wednesday I got everything all tuned in and tweaking. And I bought Alpha Dynamics. They make a piece that goes on to the Dillon powder thrower that's got that you connect to, goes on the nut for adjusting the powder. It's made out of aluminum. It has detent balls in it, so it clicks in place. All right, it's like $26 or something. I just got that in, hooked it up. Made my own return springs because Dillon told me, I said, I broke one. He says, yeah, there, you can buy them for $2.95 each. I said, what's with this Dillon warranty? I've gotten the square deal B and everything I bought for it. You said it wasn't under warranty. I had to pay for it. So I don't know where this Dillon warranty works. I couldn't even get a spring out of it, so I made my own. And all I can tell you on the Pro 4000, I cranked out about 350 rounds on it so far.
Cool.
And it's just running flawlessly. These are all, I'm getting rid of old bullets that I don't cast anymore because I don't cast in lead anymore. So I wasn't really going to melt them down. And so they're 158 grain semi-wad cutters. And the crimp that I would use in my pistol is not enough crimp to use in the rifle. I couldn't put it in the side gate. It would go in and get caught. I had to give it I couldn't figure out what it was. There were no marks on the bullet. And I just crimped it a little bit more, and then I went right in. So it was a crimp issue. So interesting. The battle measure on you. Yeah. I don't get a strike. I'm not a Dillon person there, James. I only got the square deal D because of the price. And
Well, tell us about this Rossi.
well, I bought mine was actually manufactured at the end of 2022. It's a 20-inch stainless steel. I pulled off the regular sights and bought one of those weaver mounts or Picatinny rail mounts, whatever you call it, the one that's angled that fits the rifle. I forgot who makes it. It was cheap enough, and I threw a red dot on it my $29 red dot that I played with for the first time on my Dan Wesson, and I put it on the scope on the rail. Like I picked it up, it's right there. I can't believe I don't have to look for it, nothing. It's right there, and so I put my laser bore sight in, and it's like I can't find the laser dot. The sight was dead on nuts right on top of the laser dot. It was like I couldn't believe it was just bolted on and it worked right on the money. So I still haven't had a chance to shoot it. I've made all kinds of dummy rounds with different bullets. Everything goes in good except a regular wad cutter, just won't chamber in the 38. Went into type 3 wad cutters, which looks like what I'm going to wind up either with a type 3 wad cutter or the 170 grain, or I forget if it's 170 grain semi-wad cutter that I cast those in zinc. And they chamber no issues whatsoever. And so tomorrow I might do the basement pop to fire the rifle. I still haven't shot the damn thing. So that's about it. I mean, I can't believe the 2 days that I had the opportunity where I was off. The weather forecast 4 days earlier was like 50 to 55 degrees sunny. When the day came, it was 52 degrees, but it was so foggy you couldn't see across the street.
So yours is a 38 357 Magnum?
Yeah, 20-inch.
Let's see if I can show you mine without touching it. There you go.
So, okay, I see it. So, but I got the 20-inch. I didn't want the 16.
Yeah, mine's a 22.
No, but I'm wondering if they got up to the 24-inch barrel spring in mine.
Can you imagine one of those with a 24-inch octagon barrel?
Yeah, I've seen it.
And a color case hardened frame.
I went down when the gun store when I went to, pick it up, order it. I said, we got a nice Henry on the shelf. It's like,
yeah.
Okay. I was like, if I could afford a Henry, I wouldn't be ordering a Rossi.
Well, what I'm noticing is the Rossis are continually going up in quality and in price, but the quality is there to back up that price, and as we're moving forward, and the Henrys are coming down just a little bit. They're never going to be cheaper than a Rossi, I don't think. But
no. Unless Rossi got stupid with their price, but the action of the rifle is smooth as glass. I can't have a burr anywhere. It's so smooth, it's ridiculous. The only real issue I have is the gate where you put the bullets in. That spring is very tight. So all I did was put a clamp on it, let it sit for 2 days in maximum, whatever the spring would take, maximum opening. So then I started putting bullets in, and I was having a little hang up going in the side gate. And I wound up on the rifle frame itself, just past the gate, there was a burr on the inside. That was the only burr I know of so far. And it was just it wasn't like a heavy burr, it was just like a little, I don't know, like a little spike, if you want to call it that, a little tiny thing that was catching the rim of the brass. So I just held the gate open when it got a little file in there and took it right off. And that problem went away. But when I get, how many bullets does 38s does your rifle hold? Is it 12?
Seems like 12
Yeah.
and 38, but 10 357 Magnums,
Yeah.
10 or 11.
Yeah, I'm getting 12, but number 12, I got to use something to push it in with. So okay, so it is that tight.
I wished I could remember that website. They specialize in slicking those things up for cowboy action shooting.
Yeah, I've been on all those things. They talk about, I got one guy, he says, cut your spring back an inch, cut it back and go try it, and then, and as long as everything feeds, and he says 1 inch may make all the difference in getting the last bullet in. But he was talking about the 16-inch. He said you're cutting off 3-4 inches because they're using a 20-inch spring in the 16-inch. So that's okay. So what are they using? My 20-inch feels like, that 12th one just don't want to go, or is it because it's new yet? I don't know.
So, Tommy Boy is asking you, is it picky with semi-wide cutter bullets? He doesn't know, Tommy. He hadn't been able to shoot it.
Well, I haven't shot it, but I've created 10 dummy rounds of all the bullets that I plan to shoot out of it. Type 3 wad cutter, no problems chambering. Any of my zinc semi-wad cutter, which is, I believe it's 170 grain in lead, it goes right in, no problem. Regular wad cutter, no way in 38. Then I have that heavy bullet I sent you, the 195 grain, I forget what 120 grains in zinc, whatever it was. The one you shot in your 35 Remington.
I love that bullet.
That, of course, is a big bullet. It chambers no problem. I have, I tried some just round nose plated bullets, some round jacketed hollow points from 115 to I forget what size, 160, something like that, and jacketed hollow points. I just made a ton of dummy rounds. Everything went in except a regular wad cutter.
Yeah, those are going to be an issue because they're just so dang short.
But that's why the Type 3 is that 1/4 of an inch sticking out of the case. Chambered right away. So that's the mold. I bought that mold, and I'll cast with the zinc all day long. That's no big deal. And the only thing I think is the problem I had was with the Lee Tumble Louvre 158 grain semi-wad cutter. The crimp that I use in my pistols and stuff, that would not have trouble getting them in. And I said, I wonder if it's the crimp. So I just crimped them a little bit tighter, like a 1/4 of a turn more on the crimp die, and they went right in. So your crimp could be an issue on getting into some of the rifles because the edge is still a little sharper, if you want to call it that, or protruding a hair. I don't put a heavy crimp on a low-powered bullet, so just a little bit more crimp and it went right in. So everything I tried goes in. So, and I didn't just put one in. I mean, this is a tube of 10 and just kept jacking the handle and reload, not as fast as I can, but a good solid piece, and everything chambered, no problem, no hang-ups, no jams, no nothing. The only thing I need to do is change that ejector spring. That thing is
that
crazy.
ejector spring is hell.
I got the new ones. I ordered the new springs today. I have 6 of them for like $8. So
yeah,
it's a certain spring. It's not like you got to buy something special. It's a C530 spring, and they're on Amazon. It's $6 or $7.99 or something like that.
Walks Fletcher, I have a 358 156. So that's all you shoot in yours. Andy, I don't know if you saw it or not, but he Walks has a 24-inch octagon barrel Rossi 92.
Okay, I didn't see that.
And he says he also sent a message right here. He says the old way was to fill up the receiver with toothpaste and cycle the action about 5,000 times to slick up the lever action.
Yeah, I read that. Mine is clean. I mean, I'm going to find out when I get that spring, because that's why I said I wanted to fire it before I did anything else to it. But I can feel the spring, the ejector spring. So that's the only thing that I'm looking to change. But when I open it, I'll find out if there's any burrs. I mean, what I can see in a bolt when it comes back, barely see any tooling on the where the cuts are and stuff. It looks pretty smooth from what I can see. Putting my finger down inside of it and stuff, I can't really feel anything. So until I pull the moving parts out, I won't know. But it's slick.
Yeah. Paul Loud, Type 3 wad cutter. We got Andy and Walter here. They can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the Type 3 is a button nose.
There's different types.
I think the Type 1 is the full flat nose. what we would refer to as a double-ended wad cutter.
Yeah. The Type 3, they make different types. Because CW and I were talking, he said, "Oh, I got that similar mold," so he sent me off whatever 50 of them, and they're squared off edges. Okay, but oh god, I don't have the number written down. Maybe I have it here somewhere. 1 second. I bought a Lyman mold, 358432. Okay, it's 160 grain Type 3 wad cutter, and the nose is rounded with a button nose on top of it. The edges are rounded, and it's a button nose on top. And again, I'm casting that in zinc and shooting them out of my pistol. The damn thing's crazy accurate. So that's what I plan to be shooting, that, and probably my 170 grain semi-wad cutter that I've sent out. A lot of the guys got some of those in zinc from me because they shoot great. They shoot really good, nice clean holes. So that's the only 2 rounds I plan to do. Other than I got 1,000 rounds of 115 grain jacketed hollow points. For what did I pay? $50. And that's part of the square deal shit I bought.
Okay, we got some catching up to do here. We got to get to what Hot Pot got. Let's see if I can do this. Are you ready, Gene?
Yes, sir. Had to get to the button.
It's time for What's Hot Pot Got? Brought to you by Republic Reloading, right?
Republic Ammunition. Here we go, people. I found something to stick it to. I like that cartoon finger. It's pretty cool. This, everybody, is 7mm Remington mag. Isn't that just a beautiful piece of work there with a boat tail hollow point? The 7mm Remington mag cartridge was introduced as a commercially available around in 1962, along with the new Remington Model 700 bolt action rifle. It's a member of the belted Magnum family that is directly derived from the venerable 375 H&H Magnum. The original purpose of the belted Magnum concept was taken from 300 H&H Mag, was to provide precision headspace control. I did copy twice. Dang it. This one has a 165 grain boat tail hollow point in it. Isn't that just a beautiful cartridge?
It dang sure is.
It's actually graduated. The cartridge is graduated for ease of extraction under speed because of dangerous game. The original H&H mags had a problem with quick extraction because of the straighter walled cartridge and would cause problems under fast feeding.
That one's
extraction.
That cartridge is noticeably tapered.
Yes. And that is for ease of extraction.
That would be important if a rhino's charging at you, wouldn't it?
Yes. It says here is improved cartridge extraction reliability is desirable while hunting dangerous game, in particular when a fast follow-up shot is required.
Boy, so I'd say that's, yeah.
Now, my finger's 3 inches long. That thing's 3 inches long. That's a venerable 20th century hunting round.
Well, there you go, sports fans.
So that's why I picked that out tonight.
You heard it here first.
And that is what Hot Pot's got.
Thank you,
Very
Gene.
cool. Nice one.
Did
Fit right in
did
tonight, too,
anybody
didn't
else-
it? And
anybody else just
we've
made
got
it
a sighting.
finger?
Get your mind out the gutter, hillbilly.
No, I did.
get it out your nose, too.
That's for Mario.
It
We're watching
My
you.
contention is somebody needs to help Mr. Pollard out because I know that stuff is available to buy in those bigger jugs. And
Oh,
I
it's
think
white label lube.
Yeah, what's the label? What's the name of it? How can he order some of it and not have to pay?
You got to go to White Label Lube. That's the company who makes it.
White Label Lube.
Yeah,
Okay,
Walks put it up there a little while ago, but I don't know if they're even in business anymore. To tell you the truth, that's where it used to come from.
I'm still on this comment, so I've missed a lot of. I wanted to make sure he got that stuff. Is good good case lube though. Okay, are we ready? In 3, 2, 1. Hey,
Mario, good to see you, Mario.
There's Anna Lee Brown out there,
And Lee Brown.
and anybody else new show up? I'm sure they have.
GGW Outdoors. Has he been in here the whole time? I see him.
No, he showed up. Also, Dale Pogue.
Yeah.
There's
Man,
Senior
goodness.
Master Sergeant Bulldog. Hey, buddy. I seen Nathan making Senior Master Sergeant Bulldog a ferro rod and striker, and this thing is 8 inches long and 1 inch in diameter. And he turned them on the lathe. It showed him making them. These beautiful. He said the name of the wood, but it is absolutely gorgeous. If y'all get a chance to check that out, that's a good video. It's half an hour, but yeah, Bulldog, you're in for a treat when those get there, buddy. Yeah, Tommy Boy said they're still in label,
Okay, good.
still in business. And matter of fact, Reloader 762 put you a link out there. So, and so did Andy.
There it is. There they are. Yeah, Lee sells that stuff in those little 4-ounce bottles. Of course, a little goes a long way for sure. But, and Lee used to give you a bottle with every one of their sizing dies. I don't think they do that anymore.
Mm-mm.
No. Hold on, I got some right here. And it's old, so here you go. And this stuff works really good, but this is 2 ounces of it. So if you buy a 32-ounce jug, you can, yeah.
A 32 ounce is only 1953.
Yeah, but I bet you this right here, when I bought it, and probably 2015 or 16, it was $3.99. It's probably $8.99 now.
Wait, is that the case lube or is that the Alox bullet lube?
This is resizing lubricant. This is case lube.
Yeah, okay. The Alox bullet lube is what he was asking about, I think, from White Label.
How many ounces is that, Jamie?
This is 2 ounces.
Yeah.
2 ounces. You can get 32 ounces for $20.
Okay, this stuff right here is what it's actually made for, is to pull wire through conduit on construction sites. Yeah, sizing lube. Are we talking about Alox? Is that what y'all talking about?
I believe so. I believe that's what he originally asked, was for the source for the liquid Alox, other than Lee.
Pulled wire through your conduit. We did fiber optic. We just called it knot. They come in 5-gallon buckets.
What'd you call it?
Snot. Because there's always different brands of stuff. So everybody's just like, grab the snot, you know.
Yeah, but snot's sticky.
Yeah, well.
You know the old term snot on a doorknob? That's sticky as snot on a doorknob.
There's 67 Rebel SST AMC.
There he is. Good evening, Mr. Rebel.
Howdy, buddy.
I like that Lee case lube. That's actually pretty good case lube.
You know, Uncle Jim just bought some 223 dice just before Christmas, and it came with a little smidgen thing of it.
Yeah, the little
Squeeze thing, a little tiny. Came with it, so I don't know.
James. I thought that this stuff right here is what you were talking about.
Oh, okay. There he is. Yeah, because that's different from the Alox stuff.
Alox is bullet lube.
Yep.
For their tumble lube bullets.
Okay. Yeah, I was wrong about what he was asking for then.
Yeah, I thought that's what he's looking for, the regular lube that Jamie's got.
This is water based. And it cleans off. You can take one of those little microfiber cloths and just get that stuff right off of there.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good case lube. I've got quite a bit of it hanging around. Probably like everybody else, I've got, I always want to try something different just for the heck of it. So I've got, I don't know how many different kinds of case lube in there, including, the roll your own lanolin and alcohol, which actually works pretty well too, and it's cheap.
That's all I use. It's everything.
I really like that. I really like the lanolin and alcohol.
Yeah.
I use that pretty much for everything.
Yeah, there was some situations where I don't want to use any kind of a spray system. I don't want to use Hornadies or when I use the lanolin based stuff, I got it in a squeeze bottle and I spray it into a baggie or something. But if I've got, like Gene, those cases that I got from you that were primed cases, they needed to be sized, a couple of them. So I would, if I want to do a full length size on a pistol case, then I'll use something other than a spray on, because I don't want to get that stuff down inside the case and into the primer.
I sprayed it when that situation. I put on a rubber glove, latex glove, and I spray the glove, and then I just pick up the brass and roll it in my hand.
Oh, that's a good idea. I never thought about doing it that way. Yeah. But I'll use Unique or something like that in that case and just wipe a little on there, and then you got to wipe it off.
Yeah, sorry about that, Walter. I didn't have a sizing die for that.
Oh no, I got good mileage out of that on video, so I'm happy about that.
I tell you what, I saw 762 is if y'all know Gun Blue 490, he would take about 50 rifle cases and put a dollop of that Lee stuff in the bottom of a plastic container, about the size of your thumbnail, and maybe a 1/4 inch thick. And he would close the top and just shake them till they were all coated, and then run through his sizing die.
I do that with my lanolin and alcohol. I've just got an old coffee container, a plastic one, so it don't rattle so dang bad.
Yeah.
And I put it in there and just put a couple spritz out of a spray bottle that I bought from Walmart, and you shake it up, and it seems to coat pretty good.
Yeah. I spray mine into a Ziploc baggie and put some cases in there, and then just kind of roll them like that inside the case, and done.
That's what I do, and keep the baggie. And the alcohol dries out, but when you spray spritz it again, all that comes back, and you don't need nearly as much.
I do basically the same thing. I use like a meatloaf pan, bread pan, and I throw a handful of brass in there. I spray my rubber glove, and I just work all the brass with my hand, and that's all I do. I don't spray it on the brass directly. The only thing I do is on bottleneck cases, I stand them up in the bread pan and do like a spritz over the top, so I get a little bit inside. And then I knock them down and do it with my hand again. Just rub it with the glove.
Well, should we do our verse of the week, or should we move on to our second topic?
I'll be right back.
Well, let's do the verse of the week, and then we can do the second topic and close out the show without stopping.
All right. I want to thank Ashley A. for the inspiration for this. She sent me this verse today. James chapter 2, verse 26. For as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also. And I think we know that once the spirit leaves our body, then our body is deceased. It's no longer functioning. Likewise, our faith. If our faith does not instill good works in us, then we are spiritually dead as well. I think that our good works are the evidence of our faith that is displayed to a lost, dying, and hurting world. And that's what I wrote back to her. And that kind of leads me to this next verse, which I sent back to Ashley. Pure religion and undefiled before God and the Father is this: to visit the fatherless and the widows in their affliction, and to keep himself unspotted from the world. See, I just think our job is to love and not judge. I think, and I feel like that is the best way to show our faith. Is the Bible tells us to love one another. We're not to judge. That's Jesus's job. That's way above my pay grade. So I feel like if I love people, especially people who don't know the Lord, and do things for them to help them, and those good works show my faith, and that's what it's all about. And the reason I wanted to do this tonight is we're going into a new year, and I just felt led that this is what we need to talk about tonight. And anybody else got any comments? And we'll move on.
Well, to me, the one that Ashley put up, what we had there first, which was James 1. What I couldn't remember that one.
James 2:26.
James 2:26. That was one that when you put that, I said, man, I don't know what that one is. So I'm glad you put that up. But to me, that's saying it's not enough to talk the talk. You got to walk the walk. You know, faith without works isn't faith at all. You know, so that's what that one says to me, Ashley. What do you think?
I agree. Anybody else got anything to say about the verses of the week?
I'll chime in a little bit. You guys kind of covered everything pretty good. The one that really gets me is faith without works. is dead. So in other words, you can be the best person you can possibly be, and sit at home in your corner and never do anything. That does not. I don't think that means you're a bad person. But when your body is filled with the Spirit, and you had the faith, you want to go out there and do the Lord's work. You want to, share with others, pray with others. And, and I think without that, then you're not going to be doing all that you can possibly do. I mean, it's kind of hard for me to explain in words, but, But I think you talked about judging. I mean, I don't really know how many places in the Bible, if any, where it tells us to judge our brethren. I mean, he is the judge, the juror, and the prosecutor. And as human beings, it's hard for us not to judge because the good Lord gave us the common sense to be able to tell right from wrong and, how to get through this problem, how to figure stuff out. So he gave us the knowledge and wisdom to do stuff. And, so much as human beings, we use it to, judge others, and it's really hard not to judge others. I mean, I'm sure everybody probably comes across that, a few times in their lifetime, if not in the day or the weeks, but that's one thing we've got to, keep to ourselves and try not to judge others. But, only pray for them.
What was that you were saying about the Lord gives us wisdom to to discern good from evil? And
Yeah.
That was evil.
Oh my goodness, Asbury.
Yeah, I'm awful proud of that. I'm gonna do a
Well, I
video.
think-
I'm gonna do a video soon about that. So I tell you what, if I had my way, I'd be independently wealthy and I could send everybody one.
Yeah.
But then I'd be. Let me just say this, and then we'll move on to the next topic. When we we'll go to church sometime, and there's somebody that's talking about somebody else, and I can't believe so and so did this and they did that, or that hillbilly talks like he's a good Christian. He's here every Sunday night, but I'm telling you, Saturday he was drunker than Cooter Brown down there at the pool alley. And
He's nipping
Okay.
that hard shelter.
all right, number one, how do you know if you weren't there with him? Okay. And number two, how is that not judging? And they say, "Oh, I'm not judging him. I'm just being a fruit inspector." Let me tell you, that right there is why people don't go to church.
Right.
That right there is why when COVID came and they started watching it on their screens, they quit going to church.
My pastor Todd Hoskins, Jamie, best sermon he ever did was about the drama mamas. Everybody wanted to be a drama, He caught some of the church participants, we would just call them, sitting down the street from his house, watching his house. He had a big bay window that was open, and he was having dinner, and he seen these lights pull up, so he looked, and then he noticed that car just still sat there. And all they were doing was the church participants were seeing what he was doing. And he just said, there's no need for that. Don't be a drama, mama. Take care of your own backyard before you start looking at somebody else's. Make sure you're right.
Right.
Yeah.
Mike Hester, it takes one to know one, my brother.
Yeah, I think Cooter Brown, he only lives in the South, I believe. He shows up all around the place in the South, though.
Yeah, but he sure do
And
drink.
evidently, he's always drunk.
I don't know. I went to the grocery store today. I thought I'd pick up a hard seltzer so I could, support my fellows here tomorrow night. But the grocer told me, said, we're out. The trucks came and picked it all up. Something about sending it all to Georgia. I don't know. Jamie, you got something planned too, or what? That it's all gone. Some of it went up to Missouri. Some of it went to Alabama. Some to Arkansas. He said there was a whole flight of it going to Georgia. I don't know.
That was all for Cooter.
Everybody out there wants your arc. Can you see that?
Yeah, I wonder why that is. I know someone who got one.
I know that's right, John. He says, you're worried about me, you're awfully bored.
Yep.
Ain't that the truth? Because I don't live too much of a flamboyant lifestyle.
This is my favorite line from them old busybodies from church. I'm not judging. I'm just a fruit inspector. Well, keep the weeds out of your yard, and I'll worry about mine.
That's right.
I'd tell them
That's what gossip was all about in the first place.
I tell them to be careful whose fruit you got your hand on.
Hillbilly.
Okay,
This is a family-friendly
I almost
event.
pulled a hillbilly over that one.
okay, I'm going to do this, and I've done a lot of prep for tonight. Our second topic is, and I want to show this.
Sorry, Jamie, if I messed you up there.
No, that's good. I started that from Red Dog because that's basically our second topic is we know that most of our lever, our 336 Marlins and our 94 Winchesters basically come in two flavors, 30-30 Winchester and 35 Remington. So are there other platforms other than the lever actions for these two calibers? Well, I looked up the 35 first because I'm a 35 guy more than I am a 30-30 guy, although I own more 30-30s than 35. I only have one 35. So originally the 35 was offered in the Remington Model 8 semi-auto, which we've already mentioned. And I have done some research, and let me see if I can. Not long after, well, that came out in 1908. Remington came out with the Model 14, which was a pump action. It was chambered in 35 Remington also. And there's a look at it. And designed by John Peterson of the Peterson device from World War One. And there's articles out there you can find and read on these, but that's like a good look at. You see the spiral there in the magazine tube keeps the keeps the pointed bullet tips from hitting the primers in the preceding round during recoil. Okay. And another one is here's another the offering that followed that was the model 140. All right, this picture right here, that is a Marlin 336. And
I think
this
you
is,
can roll your mouse and make that bigger, Jamie.
I don't have
A
a
little
mouse.
button on your mouse. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm on a laptop, man. Anyway, all right. So that is a 336 on the top. This is the one in the middle is the Remington 760, which was also chambered in 35 Remington. And one in the bottom is a 141, which is the one that came after the Model 14. And there's a better view of that.
I have one of those 141s, and boy, are they sweet to shoot.
I bet they are.
I would love to see a modern version of that put out. It would, I think it would sell like hotcakes.
All right, on this one, you see this thumb screw here. That means it's a takedown. You can take it apart.
Yep.
And that's pretty awesome. Yeah, if something like this would come out, man, people would eat it up like hotcakes, I think. But
I do too. Yeah.
And then
I know Savage had made a bolt action in 3030. I forget the model name. But
I looked it up. It said Remington produced a Model 14 pump action.
that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. CW put out a video today, well, earlier this week. I won't say it was today. I watched it today about a super sporter, Savage super sporter, Stevens. That's the one we just looked at. Okay. It was. Let's move on to the 3030s now. And I found this question right here, which is basically what we're talking about. Is there a 3030 rifle that is not a lever action? Love my Winchester, but wondering. Okay, and one thing that completely slipped my mind was the single shots.
Yeah.
The break action. There's a lot of those out there. And this guy says, yes, Remington made a pump 7600 and 3030. Decent gun. Anyway, Savage made a bolt action, which is the one CW's got. That's a beautiful rifle that he's talking about. And Thompson said break action in 3030, and some bolt action 303 rifles were converted to 3030 also. And this fellow right here, Norm Fischler, there are a number of them. There was the Remington 788 bolt action magazine fed rifle that was quite accurate. Thompson Center offered their contender and at least 3 or 4 different barrel lengths and weights. Savage offered a bolt action repeater in 3030. And the bolt action Winchester Model 54 was available in 3030. Except when Winchester makes a Model 54 and chambers it in 3030, it's not 3030 Winchester, it's 30 WCF. Okay? And the H&R and NEF offer several variants of their single-shot break-open rifles as well. So, then y'all might get a kick out of this. The next question on this forum. How much less lethal is a lever action 30-30 Winchester 94 than an AR-15? Seriously? Okay, so we got that. Then we want to do this, and I'll show you. That's the wrong one.
It's just hard to think of a 30-30 in anything other than a lever gun. But I'm with you guys. That a pump action would really be a lot of fun to have in a 30-30.
Look at that. That is a Remington 788. And it's gone up since I started watching this. This is $705 is the current bid on gunbroker.com. If you're into that kind of thing. Let me go this way. And it's got some scars. It's got some love taps. But look at that wood.
Mm-hmm.
See if we can see the metal up close. There's a picture with the magazine removed. Look at that bolt. That's why I never cared for the 788s. The bolts are weird. There's a close-up of the bolt. And the metal is not that bad. It's got some wear, but it's not terrible. And one more, and we've got to start clearing the way for Gizzard Gary coming up here at 10. We lost Andy. Guess it was his bedtime.
Yeah, he likes to hit it early.
And remember the last one I talked about? The Winchester Model 54 pre-war. This was made before the war. Look at that gun.
It's got a degree of cool going for it.
Oh, that is smooth.
And notice the chambering over here. 30 WCF.
Yep.
Winchester center fire. Man, that gun is absolutely gorgeous. And it's not perfect. It's not fresh out of a box. But you can see there it's got a 5-digit serial number. Look at that metal. Look at that gun. So, your next question might be, what would something like that cost today? Look at that. I mean, that's almost, and that wood, hand checkered stock. This gun was made before World War II, guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 54, and it was succeeded by the Model 70 Winchesters. Are you ready for this? See if I can find this price tag.
There it is.
Oh,
$6K.
Woo!
Yeah, that's a new motorcycle right there, just about.
I don't know about that, Walter. You seen prices?
I wouldn't
Well,
sell
not a road bike
for that. But I might trade it for two of those. If I could get one in 30-30 and one in 270 Winchester that look like that, yeah, we probably could do that. Yeah, that's what I thought, Walks. Thanks for confirming that. Yeah, those are good looking guns. But yeah.
I like Jason Stewart's idea. Put it on payments.
There you go. Be a lot of them.
Well, you know, it's just life. Gonna have a
Can't take it with you, I guess, huh?
Nope. Can't take it with you. Spend it now.
Those are so cool, man. See what happened? One company would come out with something like that, and then the others would have to scramble to catch up. So, Jason, is it halftime? What's the score, man? Or is the game over? Yeah, those are nice, those. Tread been on the phone. So, yeah, so to answer Red Dog's question, no, there's no modern rifles and 30-30 or 35 except lever actions. Now, there's still plenty of guns being made out there. So he's selling it, Mike? I'm assuming. Yeah, that stuff, Tommy Boy at Rock Island, is just absolutely awesome. That's some top notch stuff.
Man, I seen their display and some stuff they had for sale at the NRAM last year in Indy. And I'll tell you what, man, you better bring loan documents from your bank giving you approval. It was crazy prices, but some of what they brought was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Everything in glass cases, don't touch.
Man, I don't care, Tommy Boy. I'd love to have a Henry or a Rossi in either one of those calibers. Mike's got two 788s. Wow, defensive struggle, huh, Jason? There you go. Okay, so we need to start going through the room, clearing the deck for Mr. Gizzard. Gary, Walter, you want to go first?
Sure. Well, first of all, thanks, as always, Jamie, for the invitation to be here and participate with this fine crew. And big shout out to the folks over there in the side chat. Boy, you guys are after it tonight again, as usual. It's just really interesting to me to see the conversations that get struck up. And a lot of that drifts into the panel discussion and vice versa. It's a really a great interaction. So I'm happy to be here. And coming up, I got a video that'll be out tomorrow, and it's about priming options. If you're a new reloader or thinking about reloading, this video is about some of the things you can look for as far as equipment and different ways of going about priming a case before you load it. So that's tomorrow, and then Sunday I've got another air gun video coming out, and Monday's Moldy Monday, and Wednesday my brace comes off, I hope. So that means I can get back to the range in another week. So that's what I got going on. Glad to be here.
Thanks for joining us, man, and thanks for the help tonight. Who's next over there? Mark Thomas?
I'll kind of echo Walter. Just thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure. Great to be here with everybody. Side chat just moving along. I've been trying to keep up with that and keep up with what was going on the screen, but just a wonderful evening. Hope that everybody has a very safe, very wonderful, happy New Year. We're getting ready to get ourselves over there into 2024. Looking forward to good things, and don't have too much planned for what I got coming up. We'll just see what comes out, and we'll see everybody next week. Thanks.
Says the man with the brand new single action Army clone. Congrats, buddy. You hit
Thank
2
you.
home runs right at the end of the year.
Oh, I'm
Oh
loving it.
man,
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Got a 41 mag Black Hawk and that 45. That's nice stuff. Congrats, brother. Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Being here. Mr. Gene, what you got shaking, brother?
Well, I got a new video coming out. I got my new scope in, so I'm going to be mounting that to my Bergara 6.5 Creedmoor. See how it looks. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Wait till you see the video. Nice, nice. Got a smoking deal on it. Thanks for having me tonight. Had a good time. That side chat was crazy. Some fun stuff out there, man. Fun stuff. But I want to wish everybody Happy New Year's to you and yours. Always take care of yourselves. And always remember to keep blowing the smoke.
Amen, man. Thanks for all you do for us, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you. Appreciate and love everybody.
Mr. Hillbilly, what you got coming up?
oh man, we got a lot in the basket. That's for sure. First of all, I want to thank Georgia Shooting Connection so much for having me on Friday nights. I just enjoy it so much. Great bunch of people on the panel and the side chat. I just love it and so glad to be a part of this community. And I want to wish everybody a happy New Year. I made somebody's day better this year. Try to make somebody's day better next year. It's right around the corner. We have a big night tomorrow night on Guns, Beer, and Therapy. Oh my goodness. We did a fundraiser for a family. And during that fundraiser, there were some challenges that went on. And so I believe me, Gizzy Gary, the Scottish American, I know us three for sure, I've supposed to drink a hard seltzer. And then Gene, reloading from the hot pot, he is drinking some champagne out of Miss Hot Shot's shoe. And then she's going to donate, they're going to do a basically a raffle type bidding raffle, right? The next Friday night right here on Georgia Shooting Connection, if I'm not mistaken. So you want to make sure you tune in to Guns, Beer, and Therapy tomorrow night, and then don't miss Georgia Shooting Connection next Friday night. You might buy yourself a new pair of high heels, and the money go to the good cause. And also tomorrow night, we have Brownworks on. Oh, man, if you've not been over and checked out Brownworks, it makes great custom grips for pistols and, different firearms. And he's going to be on tomorrow night. And, of course, we're going to be having some giveaways. So, anyway, I just want to thank you so much, Jamie and everybody, for having me. And don't forget, Gizzy Gary's Foul Territories coming up next.
I'm typing.
That's okay.
Timothy was asking about the Bergara 300 Win Mag. 300 Win Mag's a heck of a cartridge, man. If you're going to shoot many of them, you better pack a lunch.
You better bring an extra shoulder, too.
Yeah. But the Bergaras Gene's got one, and it's absolutely awesome. So
It's a beautiful rifle, man. Beautiful.
you can do a lot
think-
worse.
2 times hardest I've ever been kicked was 301 mag and a 45-70. Well, and a 10 millimeter.
I didn't think
Double barrel.
4570 was that bad.
I mean, my
Buddy
grandpa's
mine-
lever action kicked like a mule.
Yeah, buddy mine brought a lever action out, and we shot my 35 Remington and his 4570 back to back, and I didn't really see much difference in them. I mean, that's personal though, personal.
Yeah.
Some people are recoil sensitive.
Well, and also a lot depends on the weight of the gun and the butt stock. There's a lot of things to factor in.
Yeah, yeah.
And the round decides
Yeah,
how much powder
yeah,
you got loaded in it.
The load you're shooting. All right, so I want to thank our guest on the panel. Thank y'all for being here tonight, helping me out. CW Longshot, hope you get feeling better. Chris from the 740, we hope you get feeling better soon. Great to see all you guys in the side chat out there. And I got a couple of videos I'm working on. I started taping, recording some stuff, and got frustrated and things weren't going well. It's like that when you turn the camera on. So I got mad and scrapped it all. So I'm starting over. I'm starting over tomorrow. And anyway, guys, thank y'all so much for being here. Check out Gizzard Gary next. Check out American Hillbilly Up, Gun, Spear, and Therapy tomorrow night. Most of us will be there, and hope you will be too. It's going to be a fun time. So thanks, everybody. And tell Scotsman we said good night, Ashley, and we hope the Lord blesses y'all all real good. And if he's willing, we'll see y'all next Friday night at 8 o'clock. Say good night, y'all.